Hello, welcome back. This is The Witchfinder by Tracy Whitwell, and this is number five, book five in the Accidental Medium series, which I have enjoyed this series so much. Um, so let's get into it. When Tanz and her mother start having dark dreams about witch burnings, she returns to her hometown of Newcastle, UK, to find out more. She soon uncovers the town's secret shame. Centuries before, a psychopath worked as a witch finder to torture women and host a mass hanging, and the town had tried to cover it up. But why is this coming to light now? And what is Tanz and her mother's connection to the past? This is the fifth book in the Accidental Medium series, and according to some sources, this may be the final installment in the series. Tracy Whitwell has written some other books before this one. I think from the covers, they're like what we used to call chick lit, or they may be romance. I haven't read any of them, and maybe I'll seek them out. They seem to be a little bit hard to find. But yeah, she's also worked as an actress in the film industry in the UK. So that's her background. Yeah, I think if this is the last book in the series, I may seek out some of her other stuff. But yeah, Tanz is the main character in this series, and she has kind of stumbled into finding her psychic powers in the first book, and that's kind of grown from there. So we do get this book opens with some recap to set up the reader into all of that, into the previous books, without giving too much of their plot away. And we have some entry at the opening of this book into some of the more woo-woo elements of the series, as the lead character has some energy healing done in the first couple of chapters. So that kind of leads me to the point that I think that if you haven't read the other books in this series, you might not want to start with this one. I think some of the other ones you can read as a standalone, but this one, it really doesn't work as well as a standalone because there's a lot of, references to characters' relationships, things from previous novels a little bit more. So each of these books so far have taken Tanz to a different historical site where a dark slice of history has taken place, and our heroine explores that story and also comes into contact with a modern person who either needs help or needs to be stopped, maybe, giving us our mystery solving element. So these are kind of a little bit like a cozy mystery meets Sabrina the Teenage Witch or something, that kind of thing. Along the way, she often has a love interest in these books, and then she has a cast of really likable friends who join her on her adventures. So the history elements in these books are so good because they're all real places and events, and the author, draws them for us so well. Like they feel really, nuanced and well realized, and I love that. And she uses that so well to create atmosphere and poignant character backstories. It's made for a really entertaining series so far, especially when you add in all the psychic medium detective stuff too. I've always liked Tanz. She started out sort of as an actor, not sort of, she started out definitely as an actor in the first book. And then over time, she sort of slowly leaned more into this other part of her life that's taken over and sort of solving these mysteries and that kind of thing. But what I love is that she has this really sunny outlook and seems to draw people to her. She's funny and kind. She's a bit messy. And she kind of stumbled into developing these sort of magical psychic powers, which I kind of love the way that's handled. She drinks, she swears a lot. I don't know. I just like her. At this point, though, with everything that's happened, she's sort of not really a woman who's developing her skills anymore. Now she's been sort of developed into a chosen one type character who communes with fairies. And it's all leaned really strongly into the most new age vibes possible by this book. So it's just a little bit more out there with some of those themes, but she still drinks and swears a lot. She's still her. So has this book series jumped the shark, maybe? I did feel like this one felt a bit more airy and less focused than some of the previous books, if I'm being honest with myself. There were a few moments of recapping things that had just happened or going over the plot points that we were unlikely to have forgotten already. It's perhaps not the strongest book in the series, and yet I really had a good time. Tanz is a lot of fun to spend time with for me, and I enjoyed the story. Her friend Sheila is in this book quite a lot, and she's a little older and tough and kind and sort of a mentor for Tanz, and she's along for the ride. I really like her, so whenever she's in these books, that works for me. The choice of the almost forgotten witch trials of Newcastle made for fascinating reading. I like that the book explored the idea that during the witch trials, people are not an amorphous mob necessarily, the way they're often drawn, in historical books or fiction. But often people know the trials are fake, but there's nothing they can do to stop them. Like speaking up just means, you will get attacked as well. So yeah, Whitwell is really able to grapple with the nuance of history, and I really like that. If you're not interested in reading this book, definitely look up these particular witch trials. The story about what happened is interesting, and how the witchfinder was exposed and then what the town did about it. And it's just really interesting reading. And I think it's something that's kind of only recently come to light, which makes it all the more fascinating. So I think this series may not be for everyone. It's often funny, quippy, romantic. We like that. But it's also got dark events from history. It sort of focuses on mystery, murder, crime. And I do think some people may not enjoy that new age angels, fairies vibe. Like, I know that's not for everyone. But I personally love a witchy story and I love a mystery. So this book series has both of those things for me. So I like it. I still like spending time with Tanz and her friends. And I was drawn into the mystery and history in this book. So I like it. If you feel like you like a witchy story, then definitely look up this series. Yeah, I do hope that there will be more in this series. I feel like I was kind of seeing things online saying this was the last book in the series, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll see, right? I hope that there's more, but if there's not, it's been a really great little 5-book series. So yeah. Yeah, so this one is better if you've read the others in the series. And if you have, get your hands on this latest installment. If you like spooky, witchy stories about murder and dark history, I recommend this series as a whole, as I have said. And yeah, thank you to PGC Books for the copy of this book for review and to share with you guys. And thank you for watching.